and welcome to UNI TUNES, the show where Archie and I interview some of Sydney and recently Australia's freshest musical talent. And that is exactly what we have today with Chuey. We'll let you introduce yourself.
Hey guys, my name is Chuey. I'm a 19-year-old jazz pianist. I also write a lot of music. I produce music. I songwrite. And I do a bunch of stuff. And I'm just so honored to be part of the show.
So before we begin, we acknowledge and pay our respect to the traditional custodians of the lands on which we broadcast, the Gadigal people of the Eora Nation. And we pay our respect to the knowledge embedded forever within the Aboriginal custodianship of country. Sovereignty was never ceded. Australia always was and always will be Aboriginal land.
All right, so we love to start our show with a bit of a rapid-fire question. Well, not one rapid-fire question, several rapid-fire questions. How long have you been making music for?
Well, I started off playing piano when I was about 5. I was learning classical piano. So I guess that's when you would say I'd started making music, but like as in creating the sound. But when I actually started songwriting, it was probably like maybe year 7, year 8. Like that's when I got my first like music software, and I was like, yeah, I'm ready to like write some music. So yeah, I was about like, I don't know, 6 years I say, but like, yeah. It's only recently, maybe like 2 or 3 years ago, when I really started to like be serious about writing music, and I was like, yeah, I really want to do this for my career. So yeah.
So who's your favorite artist right now?
So you can't go asking that question. I have too many. Can I say a couple? Or
Yeah,
just
go for
one? Okay. Well, first off, I feel like we have to address Jacob Collier, because that's like one of the most incredible musicians, and he's a huge influence on me. And I only knew about him from like year 11 onwards, I think.
He is brilliant.
Yeah, he's honestly like changed a lot for me in terms of how I thought about music and like what I wanted to do, because back then I was like so focused on like playing classical music and like doing all this like just really, traditional, like just playing piano and stuff. And then when I saw his videos, I was like, wow, like you can do so much with music, and like I want to do something like that as well. So yeah, he's one of my influences, one of my bigger ones. And then the other one is Tom Misch. A lot of people do come up to me and be like, yo, your music sounds a lot like Tom Misch. Like, what's up with that? And that's because, I'm a huge fan of his music. And I don't know, I just really connect to that genre and that style. And some other influences as well. From my electronic side, it would be like from Virtual Riot, Barely Alive, and like, some couple other ones like Sharks. A recent one is Kato Fox, which I did a collab with him. He's just amazing. So it's a wide range of influences and artists that I really, really enjoy, but those are probably the most like main ones.
Nice. So what's your favorite album right now? I know you're going to be like, no.
The problem with me right now is that I'm so like, I listen to so much music, and I'm like always trying to find new things. And I always force myself to not focus on one like album or whatever, because I'm always like, I need to be getting as much influence or inspiration as I can. But like one album that's been consistently like being one of my favorites is Honey's. Actually, I was about to say, I forgot to mention, Honey is also a big influence, and their album, is it like Loves Me or Love Me Not? That album is like one of my favorite albums of all time. Like there's so much good music on there. And one of the songs, Day One, is still consistently my favorite song like of all time. But yeah, I think I would say that album, but it's not any recent. Like it's been quite a while since that came out. So yeah.
Would you say you have a music guilty pleasure?
I'd say that's like writing electronic music is probably my guilty pleasure, because like, all the music that I put out right now is mostly pop like oriented, but I really do enjoy writing like super heavy electronic music, like stuff that's like headbanging.
Yeah.
And like, you know what I mean? Like dubstep and stuff. Like I am planning to maybe bring that out in my next like EP or so.
Oh, yeah.
Some like electronic, more electronic oriented stuff. Cause I feel like that's also part of my identity, and I need to like be able to introduce all these different things and somehow make it cohesive. A lot like Jacob Collier, because like he's got like so many different styles and genres, and that also ties into why I'm so influenced by him, because it's like,
what's your music unpopular opinion?
Okay, so look, I'd say that because it's like dubstep is such a minority in terms of like what people listen to. I guess that's my unpopular opinion, is that I love dubstep and like not many people do. So
valid, that definitely counts. Yeah. That's one of the better unpopular opinions. Favorite recent musical discovery. So something that can be like an artist, or could be like a piece of equipment, or
a piece of equipment. Kato Fox, like their music is just like so good. Like Kato Fox's tunes are electronic based, but he's like trying to mix all this like modern jazz stuff with electronic music, which is also something that I want to be doing as well. And I'm just incredibly honored to be able to work with him. And yeah, I think he's incredible. And yeah, I think that's one of my favorite new artists recently that I've discovered. And yeah, I'm hoping to be able to continue to work with him and in the future. So yeah.
What's your favorite TV show right now?
Well, I mean, Stranger Things just came out a couple.
Oh yeah,
yeah. I've been just watching that. Like, I binged the whole like first part in like 3-4 days.
We have a friend that like watched it when it came out at 5 and binged the entire thing to like 3 a.m. just like non-stop.
Okay. All right,
and I haven't started it yet, but I am keen to watch it.
It's so good. Like it's a lot more horror based.
Oh really?
Yeah,
that's exciting.
There's some like wacky stuff that happens on that.
Yeah, it's like, a good show.
It is a good show, but like I don't know. I'm just thinking because like. Usually I don't really watch many TV shows, but I think Stranger Things is one of the exceptions because it's just like especially because season 4 is like so well filmed. Especially the first like introduction is like one of my favorite scenes, honestly. Like the way that they shot things, and
I'm really excited now.
Let's go.
Sponsor us.
Netflix.
Just send us a free Netflix subscription.
You're listening.
What is the last played track on your streaming service of choice? What streaming service is it?
It's Spotify.
Good.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. You passed. No, we're just gonna kick you out if you said Apple Music.
Yeah, just all right, go.
That's all we have time for today. So thank you so much for coming in. Like,
imagine if someone like said Amazon Music.
Oh.
Or Google Play.
Oh my god. Bro, I only use Instagram to listen to music. I don't know what you guys are talking about. Instagram's the best. It's the best way to listen to music.
Oh, just TikTok sounds.
TikTok sounds, bro. It's actually I think it's a jazz album.
Okay. That's exciting.
Yeah, it's not very popular, but it's an Oscar Peterson album called We Get Requests. I think I played it last night. Love
Oscar Peterson.
Yeah, dude, like fantastic player, and
genius.
Like I am 100%. Like my jazz side is like, if the language that I'm trying to learn is mostly from like Oscar Peterson, like those type of like giants, because like the way he plays is just incredible, and like he's got also like a classical background as well, and so that's why I kind of like relate to him a bit, I guess.
I love classical jazz that's just like inspired by classical music. Like, have you listened to Dave Brubeck's Jacuzzi?
No, I haven't, but I do know about Dave Brubeck and like and his music. Yeah,
it's brilliant. It's inspired by Chopin. You should listen to it.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Now I'm interested. Yeah, no, I don't know. I don't really listen to much like classical and like jazz, like jazz music with classical like adaptations or whatever you want to call it. But like I don't really listen to that much. I don't know. I kind of find myself listening to only classical specifically or only jazz specifically, but nothing that's like mixing those two genres together. But like that's something that I want to do, but in a pop sense. So it's like bringing in classical influences with jazz improv into like this modern pop sound with electronic influences, and it's just like this whole melting pot of like
that sounds
a million different genres. And like you would hear that in like Gravity and stuff. Yeah. Like the heavy electronic sound is like from my other side, which I don't really show it, but like it's all this different stuff and styles, and classical and jazz is also part of me, and I want to be able to show that. So
yeah.
I think that answers the next rapid fire question, which is explain your sound in 3 words.
Dude, I'm one step ahead of you guys. I haven't even read the script or whatever this questions are, but like dude, no.
Yeah.
I think that's how you say it.
All right. So, what would you say has been your favorite experience as a musician so far?
I think honestly, it's two things for me. I think it's one is performing. That's just an experience that you know. I think it's just amazing and incredible, and every time I perform, it's always like a different experience. But it's always an amazing experience and a magical one for that, because it's like you get to share these amazing music and sounds with these people, and like it's like this really. I don't know. It's kind of intimate as well. And it's like you're trying to like connect with these people, and yeah, it's great just to see people enjoying your music and vibing. And the second one would be trying to just like writing music in general, because like that's just one of the things that I enjoy the most. It's just like sitting down and creating all these different sounds and stuff. And yeah, that's what I think.
Right. So that's the end of the rapid fire questions.
Okay.
Moving on to the more
You made it
serious
through.
things. What did you do in the summer of 2018, and where did you hide the body?
Why you guys? Why are you asking that question?
Oh, wrong question.
Wrong script.
Please.
Your brand new EP just came out a few weeks ago. It's brilliant.
Nope.
Congratulations.
Thank you
My
so
microphone just fell. Tableaux,
Yes.
we want to ask you some questions about it. You love to play piano, as you've mentioned, and tracks like Golden Eyes and Without You are examples of some brilliant pop dance tunes, but with a sick classical piano, I want to say solo. So,
Yeah, it's like a jazz piano solo. Yeah.
and is it fun to merge? I mean, you've already kind of touched on this, but to merge your classical piano with this modern pop style?
Yeah, I really enjoy it. I feel like it's like stepping outside of what you might hear on like a normal pop song.
For sure.
Mainstream pop song. Like, I know Charlie Puth, especially in like one of his tunes like Boy, I think.
Okay.
He had a little like Rhodes solo, like a little piano solo.
Oh, yeah.
And like I guess there are artists who are doing that in the pop mainstream like kind of scene, but I don't know. I really enjoy blending that kind of like self-expression through a solo on top of like pop music, because I feel like for me it's like kind of making jazz more digestible,
Yeah.
like easily accessible for like listeners, just like more listeners in general. Because like not everyone wants to listen to a jazz album. Like who wants to listen to like drums just going
Archie does.
Me.
okay, but as in that's like I'd say that would be an unpopular opinion. It's like that if you like jazz, it's like I don't think many people do.
You're weird.
In the mainstream kind of like scene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, for sure.
But like I just really enjoy that sound, and I kind of want to be able to share that with people and make them kind of enjoy
So
some aspects of jazz and like classical music. So
you're doing what Hamilton did for American history for
basically,
jazz.
yeah.
That's sick.
Like,
Whoa.
but yeah, just kind of like trying to bring in some of that style and just a different mixture of things, because that's just how I am. Like I don't really try to conform too much to a style. Like I really enjoy blending a bunch of stuff. So yeah.
But the cool thing is about those tracks is it's not jarring at all. It fits. It sounds like you almost don't question it and you're like, wait a minute, I'm listening to a piano solo. That's really sick. This works really well.
Yeah, it's like it's so funny because I also in the EP, throughout the EP, I snuck in a couple of like dubstep growls and like wobs and stuff.
Yeah.
It's like you'd ask someone like, oh, do you listen to dubstep? And it's like, no, I don't really. Well, jokes, it's already in the song and you subconsciously heard it, so you now listen to dubstep. So it's like, you know what I mean? I'm just like sneaking in these like things and like making them, not so obvious.
The machinations of this EP.
Yeah.
Musical subterfuge.
It's re-education, but it's like these different genres. Yeah, man.
So your EP actually fits together so nicely as well, like with each track leading directly into the next one. So how important to you is that cohesiveness?
I don't know. I always loved telling stories and stuff, and that's why I kind of wanted to make them all connected and joined. But also one of the reasons why I really like that sound and that like idea of joining these songs into like this seamless transition is because of Virtual Riot. And like he's a dubstep producer, but like one of his EPs, Save Yourself, it's just a full on like dubstep EP, but like all the songs are like somehow connected with these like seamless transitions, and I was like so influenced by that. I was like, man, I want to do that as well. But I know like plenty of other artists also do that as well, the seamless transition thing. But for me personally, it's because like the idea of like Tableaux being the meaning behind it is like a still picture with like people inside of it. It's like I wanted to make all these scenes kind of connected in some way, but also distinct in their own like, you know, scenes. So they're all different pictures, but you know, they're also in a museum, you would say. So the music still kind of flows like you're walking by and watching all these like scenes happen.
That's really cool.
Yeah. So that's kind of the concept, but like that's why, yeah, that's basically it.
Is it a challenge to have these pictures fit together, but in a way that they still stand alone and have their own satisfying ending? So if you listen to the song in isolation, it's still strong in itself.
Yeah, that was something that I was always like thinking about, was because like I wanted to have these pictures before I wrote the music, but then I think at a certain point I realized like I need to be able to have some sort of substance before I can actually plan out what the images would be. And so like, I don't know, I think the images weren't really entirely like planned out from the very beginning, but it was more like I had sort of an idea of like what I kind of wanted. And then I just kind of like try to go towards that. And if it didn't work, I would just try to adapt and try to move around it. But yeah, for the most part, like the images weren't exactly planned from the very, 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 very beginning, but yeah. I would say though that certain styles of music would influence what pictures I would be thinking of. I think that's one thing that's important. Yeah. Like, for example, like those that like future funky, like housey, raining kind of like sound. That's like, for me, that always reminds me of like Japan and like a neo Tokyo, like this futuristic Tokyo with a bunch of neon lights and it's raining and stuff. Like when I listen to future funk, that's what I think of.
Yeah.
And when I listen to like funk music, I think of like a sunny day and it's like you're wearing sunnies and you're like walking down the Bayside or something. And that's probably like, yeah, some reasons why I chose those kind of scenes for those songs. But like, yeah, I guess there are some kind of ideas, but not entirely.
Speaking of those kind of metaphorical pictures and what you want to connote through the music, you also have accompanying your music what is impeccable kind of branding visually. How do you come about giving this visual identity physically to these sounds?
In what way do you mean?
So like the single covers, and I love how on the EP artwork it's got the different image for each track.
Are you asking as if like it's like how do I get from the conceptual thing to actually deliver it? Like, well, I think first off, like the singles, those covers, I don't think they were initially going to be what I was planning to release like them as. I was initially going to have them as like when each song came out, I would like reveal one more segment of each of the square.
Oh yeah, that's a cool idea as well.
Because like then you would have the first song and it would just show you the first little triangle, which was the building, and that's like kind of the vibe that Golden Eyes was, which is like the sunny day where you like in the city and stuff, like an urban environment. But then afterwards I was like, well, I mean, I'm doing all this promotion myself and all this marketing. Like I feel like I also want to be able to do these, like, you know, also like show these people and these singers who are also on these tracks and like kind of introduce them to people. And so I wanted to do a photo shoot basically. And then after we did the photo shoot, we were like, these are actually really good photos. Like this would kind of suck to not use these.
Yeah.
And so we were like, okay, we'll scrap that idea of like showing just each segment. Let's just like, you know, showcase the people that are singing on these tracks as the single covers. Because I feel like that's something that I want to be able to like show people, is that like these singers are incredible and they deserve to be, you know,
absolutely,
on their own covers. So yeah.
So you have a fantastic variety of singers and other people that come onto your tracks. How do you select vocalists to feature on your tracks?
Well, okay, so some ways I would, you know, when I'm writing music, I don't really have singers in mind sometimes, but when I do finish music, I kind of like sometimes hear the timbre of like a sound or a vocal, like what kind of vocal would work with it. For example, I usually finish songs before I put lyrics on top of them. And so after I write out the whole song and I get a vibe of it, I would go like, okay, would like a soft voice work with this? Would like a raspy voice work with this? Would a male voice work with this? Like what kind of style of voice would work with this? And especially for like songs like Dose with Elise, like from the very beginning I was like, yeah, I know this is going to be Elise because I've worked with her before, so I kind of know her sound. But for the others, I had to like conceptualize the voice I wanted and then go searching for people who had that kind of sound. And Elise was one of the biggest contributors to helping me find these people, is because like she just like randomly knew these people because like they lived in the same like share house or whatever. Like it was just like Justina, Elise knew Justina from someplace, and during then I was asking like, oh, I don't know what kind of like female singer would work with this, like with this kind of sound. Like, do you know anyone? She's like, oh yeah, I know this person.
She fits really well on Gravity.
Yeah, and she just like sent me Justina's contact, and I just messaged him. I was like, yeah, do you want to work on this track with me? And she was like, yeah, let's do it.
Are you a juicer?
Dude, I like fucking, I love this stuff. Like, I went to one of their shows and it was like one of the best experiences I had.
I know.
Yeah.
They're fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know I was talking to like Scrooge behind the scenes, or like, when is Chuey and like, Astro just going to do a collab or something, like.
Juice Fest.
Juice Fest.
Chewy. We're basically forcing Astral Juice to do Juice Fest.
What is that? What is that?
Well, just like it's no different to, I guess, them headlining a show, but let's give them the lineup: Chewy, Astral Juice, and then we'll have to Allardyce. Yep. Yeah. It would be really funny if one of them was listening and we're just planning a show for them.
You have to do this now. Yeah, you have no choice. Yeah.
So how do you direct the vocalist and make clear what you envision and intend for the song?
That's the funny thing. If it's in the studio, if I'm working with them like live in the studio, I'd have very strong visions about what I want specifically. But for instance, like as an example of the opposite of that would be Without It. So Leah and I worked on that track, I think mostly in during that lockdown period. Like we didn't even go into the studio to record anything. We just did it over Zoom. And at that point I was like, there's no reason for me to be constant with these like, feedback and stuff, because it would be too hard over online. And so I was like, you can literally just do whatever you want. Like I would send you the lyrics and the melody, but you can like add any harmony you want and like just do whatever you want with the style and the sound. And she just managed to basically do it perfectly. Like it fitted so well. And that's one of the instances where like I don't really have a huge vision for it, because like I just wanted to see how she would, take my idea and make it her own. But if I'm working in the studio, like, and I'm recording these things, then I'm like, yeah, I have a vision and I kind of want to be able to put that into the music.
I feel like that's quite interesting, because I feel like I've heard a few artists and bands talk about recording through lockdown, where that process, like it's almost like a sort of trust that band members and all sorts of things have to have for each other, because in lockdown people were just recording their own stuff on their own and then bringing it together. It kind of changed, I guess, how songwriting, when you got more than one person, kind of worked for a bit of time.
Well, it's like I had all these lyrics written down, but it's like the way that she executed all the stuff was entirely just her own vision. I put entire like 100% trust in her, even though I think back then I didn't really know her that well, because it was still in first year. I think it was in second semester, and I only knew her for like that, like 3/4 of a year.
Yeah.
So it was still relatively new. I didn't really know her 100%, but I still put 100% like trust in her that she would do an amazing job at what, at like or just like being able to put life into the vision or into the song that I was writing. So yeah.
Yeah, wow. But you've also put some trust into yourself. on this EP with you doing the vocals on Golden Eyes. Was that a first?
Yes, that is the first time I've ever like sung on a track.
Because your voice is brilliant. Like just like the fact, like I was shocked because I just assumed it was someone else because all your tracks are other people.
Yeah, right.
And then I realized, oh, no one's featured on this. It must be his voice.
Yeah.
Like as if you don't do that more because you've got. I mean, I guess what you were saying, like you have different voice to like that you have in mind for different songs.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's tell us about your choice to use your voice on that track.
It's actually a really funny story because at first I was like, when I wrote it, in my head I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get someone else to sing this. But then I was like, well, maybe I should just like make a temp track just to like see how it sounds. Because in my head I was like, I think this would be fun to sing over. So like I might as well just record it for fun, just see how it sounds. And so I did like a temp track, and then I sent it to my friend Etienne. Shout out to him. He's a great producer and like someone who gave lots of feedback to my EP, and like I'm so appreciative of what he's done for me. But I sent it to him. I was like, hey man, look, do you know any singers who would work well on this? And he just literally replied like, no, dude, just stay on it. Like, like you sound good. Like, just don't worry about it. You should just sing it. And I guess for me, I'm a bit like self-conscious about my voice. I don't know. I've always like, whenever I sing in something and I hear myself back like on the phone or whatever, I'm always like, it's like, yeah, I'm not really used to it. And so I guess for me, a Golden Eyes was kind of like a stepping, or like a point for me where I'm like kind of finally like not trying to be so self-conscious and like trying to let it like go of that and like be more confident in what I'm doing. And hopefully it's like a milestone for me to set. And so that in the future I will be more confident in like using my own voice in songs. Because like back then I didn't want to use my voice for anything. But like nowadays I'm like, yeah, I can try. But it won't always be the best case or best fitting voice for certain things. And that's why I'll always still like ask people to help me record vocals. But if it works, then yeah, I'll go for it.
That's really cool.
Yeah, I love it. I want to play the game now.
Okay, let's
go.
go.
You ready?
What's this game?
Basically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to play a quick little snippet of a track, and you guys have to guess what it is.
Okay. Oh no.
It's not like I hit a buzzer thing. It's just like I'll pause it and then you have to just guess, and the other one will also guess, and then we'll see who's right.
So it's not like who can do it first.
No.
Oh yeah. I was like really like on edge.
I'm gonna get so nervous if it was like competition.
Yeah. Okay.
Like,
cool.
Well, it's still a competition, but like you don't have to be faster. That's all.
Okay.
It's just about
how quick's the snippet gonna be?
It's gonna be like the first 3 seconds of a song.
Okay. That's generous.
This is gonna expose me because I'm like, I don't really listen to much mainstream stuff. It's gonna be like,
all right.
He's gonna be like, you don't know this song?
Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I know it obviously, but like,
yeah. Yeah. You go. I've got no clue.
No, Finn, you have to go now.
I have to go.
Yeah, you have to do it.
I don't know. I can't. I can't even try to guess. The fact that everyone's laughing makes me think it's a TikTok sound. No, it's not. Is it some kind?
It's 100% a TikTok sound. It's like a really, really well-known, famous person. Nah, I'm joking. It's not.
Is it yours?
Yeah, it's my song.
I've just been exposed as a fake fan.
Yeah, what a curveball!
Wow,
dude. I was full on expecting like some Taylor Swift song or something, but
which track is it?
That's Without It, the second one. Yeah.
Well,
I know that one because the intro is a bit jarring because I forgot to like make the transition for that one smoother because I totally like forgot that, when you play a song, you don't start from the very beginning of the track. You like maybe put it like a bit behind of that so that the transition into it is more smooth. Like, but I don't know that, so I just made a really stupid mistake, and now it's up there.
But now you win the game for it. So like,
yeah,
okay,
let's go.
There's 2 more.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh,
this is like
I've never noticed that intro on there.
Actually, I've never listened to that song.
Really?
I
know
that song, but I'm too scared to say the name because I'm scared of getting it wrong. I don't know if it's the right one.
For the record, I know what it is. So if you get it right, I want everyone listening to know I do know it. But yeah, you go first.
Is it like Glass Animals? Like,
Yes, I win.
Okay. Oh, is it? Oh, I don't know.
It's As It Was
By Harry
Harry
Styles.
Okay, well, that's an embarrassment, but yeah.
I was really confused about the kind of intro thing. I've never noticed
that was
that.
a thing. Oh,
Is it quiet? Like normally? No, I've probably just never paid attention to that beginning. But the second I heard
I hear that all the time on the radio and stuff, but like I've just never gone out and like looked for it. But yeah.
I have to think of a third one now.
Archie's just asking now, social media laughing lady. That's what we've got a running joke because one time, this is Sophie, by the way. She manages our social media and stuff. One time she laughed and it came up on the stream and everyone was like, "Who was laughing?"
Who's laughing?
And we've just been calling her the laughing lady. I don't even know if Sophie knows about that joke. It's just been Archie and I calling you the laughing lady.
It's actually been. I didn't say that.
All right.
I have the last song.
Okay.
Yes, already.
Dude, I don't know this one. Oh man, people are gonna kill me for the fact that I don't know these tunes. I swear I've heard it from somewhere, but I don't know the name. I wouldn't be able to know. Like I wouldn't be able to guess.
Fair enough.
Yeah, because like that's the thing. If you don't know what it is, you can't just guess. You know.
Yeah, it could be anything.
Yeah, it could literally be one of the millions of songs. Is it? Well, I'm saying is it as if I don't know. It is All Too Well. Taylor Swift, Taylor's version.
it is.
Yeah.
Admittedly, I should have played a jazz song for you. Do you want a redemption lesson?
There's so many different jazz versions and covers of different
Oh,
songs.
that's true.
So it's like, no, I'm just bad at guessing songs. that's just it.
Oh well.
Yep. I guess I lose.
Host wins again.
No, that's the first time I've won a game.
Oh, that's embarrassing then for me.
Yeah.
Your new EP.
Yes.
It ends.
Oh.
It ends with prologue part 1.
Yes.
Surely this suggests that Chuey will return.
There is more. Yes. There is more.
Yes.
When I first like put out that track sequence and I was like, how should I name this last like outro thing? I was like, I should call it prologue because it's like the introduction to more stuff, like like more music that's going to be coming. I was really worried that people were going to be like, did you like meant epilogue or did you like misspell like I was worried that they were going to think that I like misspelled or did something wrong.
So your
like,
EP has like an end credit scene.
well, yeah, literally.
That's so cool.
It's like teasing what there is in the future.
And you don't have to answer this because it's a bit of a reveal, but would it be likely that your next EP would start with prologue part 2?
It won't start with that.
Okay.
But it will be part of the I don't know if it will be the next EP, but one of the EPs will have a prologue part 2, and that is going to be hinting towards an even bigger project.
Oh my goodness.
So this is actually 2 parts of a prologue that is going to be introducing a bigger theme.
This is so cool. Your work is just so cool.
I don't know. I just love tying in small stories and different things and like intricate ideas and stuff. So I don't know. Like this next EP. Well, I don't know if it's going to be the next one, but like the EP that will have this prologue part 2 will be more electronic based, and so that will be showing my other side of like my music. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to like be blending these 2 sides of like pop mainstream stuff with electronic stuff into this like this big project album thing. And so it'll be like this mixture of things and themes and ideas. And I'm already like kind of revealing it in prologue part 1 is like the ticking clock, the life support kind of like beeping thing, like submersion, like waves and water. Like those are all themes that I'm going to be focusing on in some future ideas.
Cool.
You know?
Okay.
When you're incorporating sounds like that into your music, do you record those yourself or do you sample them?
Which one specifically? Like the ticking clock and stuff?
Yeah. Just like the ambient noises and stuff.
You had like people talking, I think, at the beginning of Golden Eyes.
Oh, that's all me.
That's all you?
That's all me. Just like, so I would just do a million takes of me, and like I would just be sitting like walking around the room and just yelling, just so like
like as in it's. I thought you were saying like I recorded. No, that's all you.
yeah, like as in all the woo, like all those like chants. and stuff, that's all me.
That's so cool.
So I just recorded and I just walked around the room and like just like yelled different stuff, and so
I would never guess that in a million years.
and then you would like chop it up, and then you would like rearrange them. Also, like it would sound like
A party.
a bunch of people standing in different areas of the room, and then it's all picking it up.
That's so creative.
Yeah, I mean,
Brilliant.
Jacob Collier loves doing that. He loves like just recording a bunch of random sounds from his voice and like trying to make it into a crowd sound.
Yeah, wow.
And so that's fun. But I think actually one of the sounds might be from, one of the crowd sounds might actually be from my high school friends. That's the one exception, because
Oh yeah.
back when I wrote Freedom, like my very first Spotify released song, I had them all like in a room and we all like chanted. We just did like this massive scream basically. And I still have that sample, so I just kind of like use it if I need to. But everything else is just my voice. I'm just like trying to do stuff. And Elise also kind of did one thing in the background, which is, yeah, she was like, this is some heat, like just in the background, just for fun. But like, yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, wow. So how about is it non-diegetic sound? I don't do English.
Non-diegetic sound.
The ticking clocks and stuff like that.
Is it like, does non-diegetic mean like not part of the scene? Or like,
Yeah.
And like diegetic means part of the scene?
Yeah.
I'm not so sure. I'm not.
Does that apply to music? That's
I don't know.
That's an
I
interesting
guess
way of looking at
technically
it.
It could, because like I mean, specifically in my examples, because like all my songs are part of scenes, so I guess you could technically say like the music is part of the scene, so it is diegetic in some way.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's an interesting idea. I still haven't really considered that, but yeah, those sounds, those aren't like I think I recorded some of them, but not all of them. Like this underwater sounds, like there's no way I'll be able to record that.
just throw your equipment into the water.
I just throw my microphone in the water and just like record it easy. But no, I think like the breathing sounds, that's all me. Like I'm using a bit of my acting, which is like obviously horrible right now, but like like all the ticking sounds and stuff. Like I do have a clock, and I did record it, and so I think that ticking clock is from that. But most of the sounds are from like, Foley sounds from online. But I do go out sometimes and just record random sounds around. Like I have my little recorder, I just like step on grass and be like, yes, this is great. And like go around splashing water, and like people like see me like, what is he doing? Like he's just like splashing water. Like
one time I had a media and communications video assignment to like the next day, and I was editing it really late at night, and I needed some sound, so I was just like rummaging around my room trying to recreate sounds. And
yeah. I don't know. There's a part of me like really enjoys the idea of like Foley and like film, and like how they like try to recreate sounds and stuff. Because like, I don't know, movies are a big influence on me as well. So it's like trying to imitate sounds through different sounds and like Foley, and I don't know. So it's all interesting to me. So
yeah.
Man.
So I'm not sure. Have you performed much in the past, like live
As Chuey.
as Chewy?
I recently just did my first ever like debut gig
Oh yeah.
as Chewy.
Wow.
And that's at Campsie Street Fest,
Okay.
and we were like the last set on the Saturday night. It was pretty good, except it was raining, so that's the unfortunate thing. It was like it was raining, and then like not many people came, but then as soon as we started playing, a crowd started forming, and then it rained again. But like it rained during movie, like we played Tomish movie,
Oh yeah.
and it started raining, and we're like, well, this is kind of the best time for it to start raining, because like movies are really slow tune, and it's like really emotional and stuff. So this rain is kind of nice.
Non-diegetic.
Yeah. But like these people kind of had to go off onto the sides where there's cover. But I think the best feeling was that like after we finished that tune and we played the next tune, everyone came back.
That's so cool.
Like that's just like the
That's
best
really
feeling ever,
nice.
because then that's like, people actually want
they
to listen to you.
wanted to come back.
Yeah.
Yeah, wow.
So no, I'm just really happy that we got that opportunity, and we're looking to perform some more as well.
Yeah,
And,
mad.
like-
Juice Fest.
yeah. Oh no, there's gonna be another one of these.
Self-imposed.
You're gonna like strap me to my chair and be like, all right, this is your plan. You have to do this now. But like we were planning to do some more gigs, hopefully. And I think there's like this event happening in Chinatown.
Ooh.
I think at the end of this year.
Okay.
It's still in the works. This is not 100%. This is like all very rumor based, but like it is an event that is going to happen. I don't know all the details yet, but like it's like this cyberpunk futuristic kind of like thing in Chinatown they're going to do. It's like vivid, but it's like a really cool, like, cyberpunk kind of vibe.
That's awesome.
That's really sick.
And it's going to be called like Neon Playground or something.
Whoa.
And it's going to have like all these like screens and lights and stuff. And like, are they going to put a stage somewhere? I don't know. I don't know where they're going to put it, but like they're asking me to
That's
possibly
so
do some
cool.
stuff.
Awesome.
So
That's
yeah.
so cool.
Well, yeah, we'll definitely keep our social medias updated with whatever you release, whatever gigs you're doing, because we want to go to your shows in the future, and we want other people to go because people need to hear your music. It's
I
fantastic.
really appreciate that. Thank
And I
you.
feel like it would be a really fun thing to see live.
Yeah, no. I find playing live is so much fun, and like as I mentioned, like performing, it's something that I really enjoy doing. But like, the stuff that we try to play live is like slightly different from the original recordings.
Yeah, cool.
Like we try to conform to what the recordings were like, but like we also, because it's like you have these jazz improv sections, you also have moments where you can express yourself. And that's what I like about it. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's like a mixture of like a jazz gig where like, people are just soloing and stuff, but it's also like in a structure of a pop song. So you can still like dance to it. So like
Yeah.
enjoy it. So it's like that. Just
Oh,
like,
I love that.
yeah.
Did you have any of your singers there in person or?
Yeah. So we had Justina, Leah and Elise.
Oh, cool.
Wow.
Arlo couldn't make it because he's got like this teacher thing and he's always so busy. So like
Yeah.
it's very hard to get my hands on him. But like
As if I missed this. When was it?
it was like sometime in May. I
Okay.
think.
Maybe this was pre-discovering Chuey.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
I'd say. But like it was raining, so it's kind of inconvenient. And
Yeah.
I get it. Like people were saying, like because of the weather.
Yeah,
It is
no,
what it is.
I'm very keen
Yeah.
for your next show.
Oh, dude, yeah, I'm also keen as well.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, I love it.
Ugh.
So we won't keep you all day, but for our last question, we like to ask. We got a bit of a playlist going, the Uni Tunes official playlist, and we like to ask our artists to nominate one of your own songs to go in there, and also a song that you just enjoy from someone else. So hit us up.
Oh, okay. Okay. I kind of want to fit into that playlist. Like, as I kind of want to blend into it. So, like, what kind of styles are usually up there? Like,
Oh, it is very mixed.
It's very mixed.
It
Very
is,
mixed?
It is
Okay.
very.
Yeah.
okay,
It's a melting pot.
The only way that you can fit into the playlist is by being
being-
yourself.
being yourself. Okay, true.
Yeah.
Then I guess I'd have to put like Gravity. I think.
Yeah.
Like that's because like that whole EP is like all building towards that.
Yeah.
I think one song. So I mean they're all great, and like I would.
I feel
hate to
bad
not put-
taking a song from that EP away from the EP.
Yeah, I know.
into
Yeah.
a different collection.
I'd say Gravity. Yeah.
Okay.
And then one song, I'd say I have to put Day One by Hone. Like that's
Yeah,
my
cool.
favorite song of all time, and I think everyone needs to hear it. So
Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Well,
I'll get onto that.
on that, yeah.
Yes.
On that note, unfortunately, we have to let you go into the world outside our little basement studio.
The ether actually doesn't exist outside the studio.
Thank you very much for joining us.
Oh, it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much for inviting me.
Yeah, it was a great chat. It's been a pleasure to hear about the process behind and inspiration behind this brilliant EP. Go stream it. It is out everywhere. You can get music, I assume, and also listen to us, which is also we're also out everywhere. But we're also just a little bit delayed. So all the episodes are coming out eventually.
Eventually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Welcome.
They're coming. But yeah, thank you so much for joining us, Archie. Do you want anything you want to say?
No, is there anything you want to say?
Nah, you guys are so good. Thank you so much for
thank
doing
you.
this.
Thank
I
you
appreciate
for
it.
coming on.
Yeah, man.
Seriously. That's all, folks.
Woo! Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. See ya. Bye.